welcome back to the Branded by God podcast. I am your host, Brittne N. Smith, and I am, of course, you already know what I'm going to say, excited that you are here listening to us, watching us today. Another great conversation in store for you all today. Now, y'all know I have been known to crunch some toes. But this is the kind of thing that we need. Why? Because iron sharpens iron. Okay. So, in this space, in this Branded by God podcast space, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all together. You get to be real, raw, and honest with yourself. Okay. So, this is one of those conversations. I'm giving you the heads up right now. Do not turn, do not click away. Don't say, oh, I'm going to listen to her. No, you're not going to listen later. I know your tactics, okay? I know how we do. I really want you to sit and listen in because I really do think that this conversation is going to be a blessing to you all. So, with that being said, I have my friend Renea Linsom of Freedom Heirs. And we're going to have a conversation about freedom today. We're going to have a conversation about freedom. So, Renea, thank you for coming and welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is phenomenal.
Yay, yay, yay. So let's dive right in. Renea, tell us who you are and what you do in your own words.
What I do, I am the genius that sits behind the computer screen, navigating how I'm going to make your business a legacy by using my words to that will prompt other people to be like, okay, Brittany knows what she's talking about. I need to be pouring into her. I She needs to be person that I need to be pouring into me.
Mhm.
So that's what I do. I create legacies with the written word is
Awesome.
what I do.
Awesome. Awesome. So, to clarify for those who are listening, would you say that you are a copywriter or like a content writer, or like what would be the word that the masses would understand as far as like what you provide?
I am a blogger, an SEO blog writer.
Okay.
So yes.
Awesome. 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 Very good. Very good. So, words. Words have power.
Yes.
Words carry weight. Words mean different things to different people. So, tell me what freedom means when you say freedom.
I'll say one thing. It's not about, it's something that can be taken away. Freedom is what we have as people to how we decide to show up in this world, what we choose to say, what we choose to do, but also even some of the things that we choose not to do. There's a freedom that we have in that. Um, it can be easy to just be like, oh, well, I'm free to be, which we are, but it is it's a whole lot bigger than that. But it does start with we have a choice. Freedom is a choice.
Absolutely.
You can choose not to be free. I don't know how that's going to work out for you, but it is your choice.
Absolutely. And so when I think of freedom, I think of the opportunity to do whatever it is. When you're not free, you don't have the opportunity and privilege to do, right?
Right.
It's having the mindset to do and to be. When you're not free, you don't have the mindset to do and to be, right? So it's the difference between doing and being and not doing and being. And one could argue, well, I could be bound but be free in terms of what I desire to do. But I want to challenge that with, if you are in bondage, freedom is making the choice to get out of bondage.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
let's bring this into the space because we're talking to Christian women in business, right? These women are not new to this; they're true to this, right? They make invoices, they make dollars, they serve people. They're the go-to in their family and friend circles. Like we're talking to that strong woman. Why is it, Or not why is it? In what ways might we think we're free, but we're not really free? Like, what are some examples of that you've seen?
Well, I know I'm free. I can do whatever I want to do, but you feel like you need to check in with everybody before you do something. Um, and I can say that I've been guilty of that. I feel like we've all in a certain way have been guilty of that. But if you're going to move, if you are going to be free, then you have to be free from public opinion as well.
Mm,
And you can't necessarily, there's certain things that I cannot ask, that I'm like, wait. I'm not going to ask so and so. They're not doing what I'm doing. So why is it that I feel like I need to check in with X, Y, and Z when they're not going where I am going? Um, it's kind of like, okay, why are we? So you're not free if you feel like, oh, I gotta check in with them.
mm-hmm.
Um, or you know that God has told you to do something, that there is a mandate that God has told you to do, but you are too busy being like, well, how am I? How am I? You're letting your doubts be bigger than your faith.
Mm.
You're wondering how's the money? Where's the money going to come from? Where is the opportunity, that the other opportunities? Where is that going to come from when all you need to do is just do something?
Oh, God. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
And a lot of
ma'am.
times we just sit there and waiting for it to come to us. Um, and we pray and we be like, okay, it's gonna come, but we're waiting for it to come to us, and that's not the case.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can be bound in that aspect too.
Yeah. Absolutely. And so, one of the things that stood out to me that you just said was the fact that we have to do something. We gotta bust a move. We have to bust a move. Um, I quickly looked up the definition of freedom
Ooh.
because I wanted us to like really like understand. So freedom is the ability. It's an ability. Either you have the ability or you don't. The ability to live, choose, and respond from a place of wholeness rather than fear, control, or past wounds. It's not the absence of responsibility or boundaries, but the presence of clarity, peace, and alignment, where your thoughts, decisions, and actions no longer dictated by what hurt you, limited you, or held you captive. True freedom shows up as the confidence to be yourself fully, the courage to heal honestly, and the capacity to move forward without dragging yesterday into today. Yeah, that's the face. That's the face. So many of us, high functioning, doing all the things, wearing all the hats.
Yes.
We are full of activity, but we are lacking freedom in different areas of our lives. The freedom to say no when I know I need to say no. But you're bound, like you said, you're bound by the approval of others.
Mhm.
And the approval of others will have you so bound that you won't say no. And now you're overworking yourself. And now you're sick. And now you're tired. And now you can't do the things you're supposed to do. Freedom will cause you to be sicking in your bed, or the lack of freedom.
Yes. Yes.
The lack of freedom will cause you to be sicking in your bed. Freedom is responding from a place of wholeness and not responding from a place of fear. Freedom is stewarding well because God said so versus stewarding the way that seems right unto man
Hmm.
when the ends thereof is death.
That's right. Because if it looks like everybody else is doing it, and you wonder, I should probably do that too. Um, I always like this saying that I'm. I have a saying where I'll be like, abort, 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 abort the mission. Don't do it. It's a trap. Don't do it. Because if it feels like everybody else is doing something, then watch. You'll get the same result that everybody else is getting. But I bet you go down that road that's less traveled, but you go down that road that God's saying, okay, okay, Renee, go down this road, then you will actually bypass some of the things that got everybody else stuck, and you are gonna keep going. So it's like you got to make a choice.
Absolutely.
And I love the word no. That's my word. A lot for this year is because no is a complete sentence,
And how many times have we heard that?
and I love that though.
We know it. We even say it. But do we believe it?
Come on.
And do we practice it? I want you, wherever you are right now, in your car, at the gym, I want you to say no out loud. Real, like people look at you like, what is wrong with her? No. And sometimes you got to say it with your chest, okay? Because we have a way of saying no, no, which leaves room for them to coerce us into a yes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this Bible where it says let your no be no and yes be yes? Is that in the
Yes,
Bible?
that's it. That's the fact. Yes,
I'm
because
like,
yes, uh-huh. That
let
is
your
exactly
no,
correct.
let your no be no and your yes be yes. Why?
Yes,
Because no is not only a complete sentence, but no is a protective word. No is for your benefit. And sometimes, depending upon the situation, no is also for the benefit of the other person because you're teaching them not to rely on you more than what you want to give them.
exactly. It's a
Freedom.
boundary,
It's a
and how many of us have those boundaries? I found myself. I'm always reading. I'm reading this book, um, talking about boundaries, and I said, I was like, you know what? I was like, that's an area that I need to get better in. Is me saying no and being okay with that, and then knowing that okay, I don't need to say anything else. Then no, if I'm not gonna do it, I'm just not. And if you try to persuade me to go, the way you want me to go, don't ask me anything else ever
oh,
because it's a no. I've seen. I'm not. I think I'm in a place where I'm just not playing around, especially with the things that I know that I need to be doing.
mhm.
And if someone's trying to get me to go another way, then I'm like, okay, you're about to get released. And I'm just going to be like, okay, because I don't have time anymore for putting stuff on the back burner. I don't have that kind of time, Brittany.
Yeah. Yeah. We really
So
don't.
no.
So no. So no. Okay. So what does walking in freedom look like in your business? Hey girl. Listen. April 25th, 2026 from 9 to 5 p.m. I need you to meet me in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the Branded by God conference. It is the business conference for Kingdom women. And if you're listening to this podcast, you are supposed to be in the room, okay? We are going to have an amazing lineup of speakers. We have a panel discussion that is going to rock your socks off. But more than all of that, you know that you need to be connected with and in community with other women of God who are doing the dang on thing in the marketplace. You need to be there. Your cup needs to be filled by another sister who gets it. And you get to shop the Branded by God marketplace. We are going to have some amazing, incredible vendors that you won't be able to get anywhere else. So I need you to visit the show notes and go to BrittneSmithCreative.com/bloom. And I want you to get your tickets. And there may be a little bit of a coupon code in there for you to get some dollars off, okay? Because that's how bad I want you in the room. So make sure you join us for the Branded by God conference Saturday, April 25th, 2026 in Cherry Hill, New Jersey at the Legacy Club. Get your tickets today.
Here we go. The biggest thing that I've learned as an entrepreneur is saying what my price is, and not and saying, okay, this is what it is. Well, can you be no? Uh-oh, there's that word again. But I'm saying what my price is, and I'm not going to be ashamed of that because it's mine. You asking me, and so I'm standing on authority because this is what I'm doing. This is what you're going to get, and there we go. So I have to walk in that authority that this is, yeah, you can find someone cheaper,
You could.
but you get what you pay for.
Yes, ma'am. And yes, ma'am.
So
That's
I'm
it.
I'm learning. I'm so proud of me because I've done that in the past where I was like, oh well, I can we can negotiate. Ain't no negotiating anymore. And I'm fine with it. They're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go somebody else. That's fine. I wish you love and light, and you keep going because I'm not about to. I'm not gonna do that for what? That means you're not my person.
Come
And
on.
I'm okay with that if that's not it, because I'm a great writer and God's blessed me to be a great writer, but not I know not every person is going to buy from me, and that's okay. I
Yeah.
don't need what if there's a billion people on this planet, I don't need all a billion of them to be my clients.
Okay.
Not all billion of them, but I surely will take a nice sample of that billion people to be like, okay, but if you don't do it, then that means somebody else down the street is going to be like, hey, Renee is for me.
Yeah.
And that price, that works for me. I can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have to stand in authority, especially when you're a business owner, that your price is your price. And you stand with that freedom of just being like, yep. And you don't kind of cow down. I have to say it
Yeah. And
with my
and
with my chest and look at you and be
it's a
like,
practice. You got to
yes,
practice that thing.
girl.
I remember when I made my first four-figure contract, like for a website, right? Now, y'all, sinful, okay? Because I used to charge like 350, 500 for a website. And I met a woman of
What?
God and she was like, sis, you need to be charging 2,000, 2,500 for one website. And I was like, I don't know if I can do that. She's like, you have to. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm on this call and I'm like, so that will be $2,000. And they were like, okay. I said, say what? Say what now? What you mean?
Brittne.
You mean okay as in you want to work with me and that like we can move
Mm.
forward? Like send you the invoice right now? They said, okay.
That isn't that simply outstanding.
Like all I had to do, and here's what it is, I had to choose to exercise my ability to respond from a place of wholeness rather than fear. And it took practice. Because guess what I did? I started stretching that thing. That'll be $2,500. That'll be $5,000. Like I, you know what I mean? Like I done got good at this thing. Like okay, yeah. So listen, this is going to be a $10,000 package. But what I can do is I can work with you in payment plans if you need to. But $10,000 is what it's going to cost. And like you said, your people are your people. As you grow and you elevate, your people have also grown and elevated. God does not have us in business, y'all, to be pinching pennies.
Come on.
He doesn't have us in business to be scratching and surviving. And let me free up the Christian sisters in the business. Your business might be ministry to the people that you are working with, but your business is still a business.
Mm-hmm.
The purpose of a business is to make money.
Mhm.
y'all. So I'm hosting a conference in April. And when I was talking to God about it through my friend, I'm on the massage table and I'm talking to my masseuse friend.
Ah.
And she's like, do you want to make money with this conference? And at first I'm like, no. Yeah, I mean, like I want the people to be blessed. So like if we break even, like, like, because I want them to be ministered too. And the Holy Spirit was like, doink.
Oh no.
You cannot host a business conference for Kingdom Women and then charge $5. That goes against what business is. How can you fund kingdom initiatives if you are not operating your business like a business so that you can have income that will give you the freedom, right, to
Hmm.
to bless and do the ministry things and live? What?
And okay, you know what? I was gonna be good, but I'm not gonna be good no more
Don't be good.
because,
Cut up.
and I have read the word inside and outside. I have read it front to back. And maybe I might be missing something, but I ain't see nothing that where God said that He wants us to struggle. I thought it said that God wants us to prosper and to be in good health, even as thy soul prospers. That's what I thought. That's what I
That's
read.
in the book.
So all this, we have to struggle all this. Well, just have them pay a little bit. We are not being great stewards of the gift that God has given us. And how are we going to have, we're going to be kingdom minded people, and we should be living a kingdom lifestyle. And how are we going to do that if we are just barely scraping by? How does that make God look? I mean, I'm not even talking about us, but how does that make God look if we are not, we are his mouthpiece?
Hmm.
How is he looking if we are not?
Yeah,
They're not
walking
good. People
around.
are not going to know blessings until they see how you are living your life. They're
Absolutely.
not going to know that God is a provider, that God is a rewarder to them who diligently seek Him. If my life isn't showing that, so how does that make sense?
Where there is freedom, there will be fruit. Period. Where there is freedom, there will be fruit. Where there is not freedom, there will be the fruit of that. Okay.
Exactly.
So, Renee, because we could be here for hours. Okay, we could. Tell us what you have going on and how the audience can connect with you or work with you and all those kinds of things.
Well, on the personal level, I'm working on my book, but we'll talk about that because that's what I'm working on. That's my from my Latin, that's my magnum opus, my great work. But on the business side, if you are a coach, if you are a therapist and you need your organic reach, we need to talk. And I need to tell you how I can help you with your business legacy so people can find you, and I can put those wonderful words, those wonderful keywords and things together so that your audience will find you. Because that's what it's all about. Social media could come and go tomorrow, but would your business still survive even if it's not on social media?
Right. Right.
Um, but you can always look me up. I am on Queen Reliable Renee on all social media platforms. If you want to see me kind of um, be silly on TikTok, but if you want to see me really continue to speak what God has put on my heart, I surely will. You can always look me up at Queen Reliable Renee. Yes, Queen Reliable Renee. So hit
Awesome.
me up.
Awesome. Awesome. Renee, thank you so much for
Thank
being with
you.
us today and helping us get free. Thank you for
That's
helping
right.
us get free. Ladies, I know you got some. I was going to say, I hope, but I know that you got something out of this. I want you to examine your life and identify the areas that you might be struggling with being free. Okay. And I want you to do the work to get free so you can stay free and you can help free somebody else. I love y'all with the love of the Lord. Thank you for tuning into another episode of the Branded by God podcast. Bye.